So recently we have had a removal of episodes by Adult Swim from a couple of their shows, Boondocks and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And the reason why they removed those episodes from streaming is because of racially charged storylines. Now, I'm not a big fan or a big follower of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I'm sorry, sue me, whatever. Meatball's my guy, but not enough to hold my attention for the entire show. But Boondocks is my joint. Like a lot of blurs out there, we love Boondocks. And to say that you're going to remove episodes from Boondocks because they're racially charged, that's like saying you're going to remove an episode or 2 or 3 from Family Guy because it is offensive to homosexuals or any group out there at all. I just don't understand it. It's like Boondocks, a lot of their shows touch on racial issues or are racially charged. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why you remove shows that to the core of them seem to offend people, or they do offend people, or they're designed to tap into those particular areas of our hearts and our minds to make us think about these things. And you're going to remove them because of the racial undertones or the racial storylines. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. But if someone can explain to me, I'd love to listen. Ladies and gentlemen, blurds and nerds, freaks and geeks, live from DYSG Studios, this is Do You Speak Geek, episode 49. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Nix. How are y'all out there doing? This is the episode 49 of Do You Speak Geek. If you are just joining us for the first time, welcome to Do You Speak Geek. I am your host Nix, and if you're joining us again, or if you're an avid listener, welcome back. Thanks to everyone who listened to the previous episode. Sorry we weren't around last week. We are in the midst of moving. We are now in the new brand spanking new DYSG Studios live. We are coming to you guys from a new location, so we had to move around a bit, but we are here now. Hopefully you guys will enjoy everything coming soon to us. We're going to eventually get into recording these episodes as well too, so we may get weekly recorded and video podcasts. So be on the lookout for that. Also, you can check us out on the home team, which is Spreaker. Spreaker.com is where you can find all the episodes of Do You Speak Geek. Please be sure to go there, hit that subscribe, like the episodes, and leave your comments. I want to know what you guys think. Check us out on all the other major podcast outlets as well. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. You can even come check us out at, Podbean, Castbox. We're eventually going to be tapping into Audible and Pandora. iHeartRadio, we're there as well too. Check us out. We are unavoidable. DoYouSpeakGeek.com, the central hub for everything DYSG, from pics to blogs to social media. Speaking of social media, check us out there. Facebook at DYSGFB. I forget it sometimes. Twitter at _DoYouSpeakGeek and Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. YouTube, the Dono and Daddy Show. We just dropped a brand new episode of our first Friday Fight series for October. It is the Undisputed Era versus the Four Horsemen. Who was the best to do it, to be draped in all the gold of professional wrestling? Please be sure to go there, subscribe, like, Hulk, smash that bell for all notifications, and leave your comments. We want to know what you guys think. Nothing really big or major this week that happens, so let's go into my favorite portion of the show, Source Wall.
Man, You come right out of a comic book.
Behold the source wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First pull this week has to be Batman 3 Jokers number 2. As Batman and Batgirl follow an unexpected thread linking 3 Jokers with someone from the Dark Knight's past, Red Hood dives headfirst into trouble and finds himself struggling to stay afloat without the aid of his allies. This is a pretty good book. If they're going to twist this thing to how I think they're going to twist it, this is going to be pretty awesome. Another awesome pick this week, Department of Truth number 1. Cole Turner has studied conspiracy theories all his life, but he isn't prepared for what happens when he discovers that all of them are true. From the JFK assassination to flat earth theory and reptilian shapeshifters. One organization has been covering them up for generations. What is the deep, dark secret behind the Department of Truth? Best storyteller James Tynion IV debuts his Image ongoing series alongside breakout artist Martin Simmons. Check this book out, y'all. It is, if you're like me and you love conspiracy theories or just how ridiculous they can be, this book is hilarious, but it is dope at the same time. Avengers number 36, The Fight of the Century. Moon Knight versus the Black Panther for the fate of reality. Check this book out. It was insane. Also, we got Shang-Chi number 1, The Master Returns. An ancient and evil secret society has stayed in hiding since the death of their leader, Zhang Zhu. But now his successor has been chosen to shift the balance of power in the world. Zhang Zhu's son, Shang-Chi. Witness the Marvel Universe's greatest fighter return to the world of death and destruction he thought he left behind so long ago, and discover the secrets to Shang-Chi's past that will change his world forever. Don't miss out on this epic tale of family, betrayal, and justice from the creative team of Jean Luang Yang, Dyke Ruin, and Philip Tan as they launch a new chapter in the legend of Shang-Chi. It's a good book to go ahead and get you prepared for Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. Definitely you want to check this one out so it can get you up to speed and get ready for that movie when it comes out, I think in 2023 at this point. Let's jump into Watch This.
Watch this, y'all.
Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude.
I am the villain of the story.
All right, people, we got a lot of TV and movie news this week, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Disney's live-action Peter Pan and Wendy cast Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell. Now, she's one of my favorite actresses. Deadline reports that Shahidi will be playing Zoe, who played Zoe Johnson in Blackish, and the spinoff series Grownish is set to sprinkle pixie dust over herself to transform into the Tinker-talented fairy from Peter Pan. And it's going to be also released sometime in 2023, I believe, as well. She is celebrating the casting announcement on Instagram, where she posted those illustration of herself as Tinkerbell done by @AlexCollectsOfficials. So it's awesome to see that artwork. Also being joined by several other stars congratulating her, including her Grownish co-star Haley Bailey, who has been cast to play as Ariel in Disney's live-action Little Mermaid earlier next year. Alexandra Maloney and Ever Anderson will take flight as Shahidi's Tinkerbell, Tyler Keller's Peter Pan and Wendy, while Jude Law has been tapped to play Captain Hook in the upcoming movie. It'll be directed by David Lowery and produced by Jim Whittaker, and a script is being written by Lowery and Toby Helbrooks. I'm not mad at this pick at all. I think Shahar is she's gonna kill it as she kills everything else. As far as a Peter Pan live, if it's better than that last one they did, Pan, it should be a pretty good movie. I mean, Disney has their hands on it, so I think they'll do it justice. Speaking of other remakes, The Craft Legacy. Now, this trailer was pretty dope. I will say this. A sequel to the 96 supernatural thriller will be available on pay-per-view or via paid video on demand on midnight, October 28th. It is being produced by Blumhouse Productions and Columbia Pictures. The announcement trailer was released this past week. It will have a 48-hour rental period at a suggested price of $19 and for a premium digital purchase at $24.99. It will also receive international theatrical releases set to be announced in other territories. It is being directed and written by Zoe Lister-Jones. Like its original, it follows a quartet of witches learning to use their powers, and it seems like it's going to be tapping... I didn't see any elements of it kind of mentioning any names. I mean, there was the one picture in there from a previous cast member. If you haven't seen the trailer, I won't spoil it. And then, of course, we are the freaks, sir. That quote was in there as well. I'm sure there are going to be several nods to the original. There better be. But, yeah, I'm here for it. We'll see what happens come Halloween. It'll be something good to watch. Marvel. A few castings here from Marvel. Now, let's get to the first one here. Disney Plus series Ms. Marvel has cast Iman Vellani as MCU's Kamala Khan. She will have the title role, and the series is expected to debut on the streaming service next year. Vellani, however, could make her debut as Ms. Marvel ahead of the series, stating that she will be likely to appear in the Captain Marvel sequel scheduled for 2022. So that's actually in reverse. So she'll probably be in the show before she actually is in the movie. Anyway, production on the upcoming series is set to begin this year, and introducing the world to Kamala Khan in the live action for the first time since she's debuted in the pages of Marvel Comics in 2013. And I've seen this girl, she's adorable. I hope she kills the role. Marvel is really picking some more steam up. I guess they got tired of DC having their foots on their neck from fandom. I don't care. Shut up. Marvel is also giving us another familiar face. Jamie Foxx is coming back to the MCU. Well, actually coming to the MCU, rather. And he'll be reprising his role as Electro for Spider-Man 3. Now, according to Hollywood Reporter, and also confirmed by Fox as well, he's in the final talks, and it's actually official that he'll be playing Electro once again, but this time in the MCU. It's unclear whether that Fox's Electro will indeed be the same version as the one he played in Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2, or if Simmons' J. Jonah is a revamped version as well. If he is the same version, then it looks like we're looking into a real multiverse, as opposed to that fake one Mysterio hoaxed people with. This line of thinking, of course, could open the door for anyone like Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield to step in, or even we may see Gwen Stacy as Ghost Spider. We might even go ahead and get Miles Morales, maybe even Charlie Cox's Daredevil, Fantastic Four, who knows. But if this is a sign for a multiverse in Spider-Man, or a Spider-Verse rather I should say, it's a good look. Can't wait to see what happens. Netflix's Cobra Kai Season 3 release date and a Season 4 announcement. Now, I have been hyping up Cobra Kai for a hot little minute now, and now that people have seen the amazingness that Cobra Kai is, you guys are excited too. So, January 8th, a few days before your boy's birthday, we're going to be getting Season 3 of Cobra Kai. Now, Season 3 is going to pick up right after the huge brawl that occurred at the end of Season 2 between the two dojos of Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, leaving critical condition for Miguel. We'll certainly learn more about Daniel's past and continue Johnny's epic redemption arc, all while battling against Kreese, who seeks to bring Cobra Kai back to its original ruthless form. Cobra Kai also got announced for a Season 4, so yeah, needless to say, Cobra Kai is going to be here for a hot little minute. Cobra Kai will also be receiving a spin-off video game called Cobra Kai The Karate Kid Saga Continues, It's a 2-player style beat 'em up game in the vein of Double Dragon that features 8 playable characters, including Johnny, Daniel, and more, fighting across 28 story missions. The Cobra Kai Karate Kid saga continues will be released on October 27th of this year for PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. I haven't played a Karate Kid game since that first one way back in the NES days, where you had the training missions in between, where you had to do the crane kick and you had to do the chopsticks and break the ice. Side scroll beat 'em up just like Double Dragon. And at the very end, you had to fight Chosen from Karate Kid Part 2. And if you didn't wail into him immediately with those drum punches, you were done. But hopefully it'll be dope. I'll be looking forward to it as well. Let's take a quick commercial break, pay some bills. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DYSG, people. Let's hop into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
It sound like Donkey Kong.
That man is playing Galaga.
All right, gamers. I think for this segment here,
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
yeah, and it's kind of all bad. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So PS5 pre-orders appear to be getting canceled. Now, PS5 pre-orders are being canceled as a result of retailers taking more pre-orders than their supply. This past month, PlayStation makers Sony announced the PS5 price and the release date, and the moment it did this, retailers like GameStop, Amazon, Walmart, and Best Buy immediately began to take pre-orders to the next day, and it looks like most of them took more than they should. In addition, Amazon sending out emails warning the pre-orderers, people like us, that you may not even get the console at launch. Now, that is already a bit of a bad business right there, because if I'm going to pre-order a system, I want to get it on the day it's released. GameStop Ireland has also warned some of its pre-order customers they won't be getting their console until next year. Now, it doesn't end there. VGC reports that UK retailers Shop2 will not indeed be able to fulfill all of its pre-orders unless some of their customers begin to cancel their pre-orders. In other words, like other retailers, they won't be confident enough they will have enough in stock to meet the demand, which begs the question, why are they taking pre-orders before they know how much stock they will have and what their shipping resources will be? Unfortunately, none of this is very surprising. It happened with the PS4. It's definitely going to happen with the Xbox Series. Because it happens with most modern releases, and everyone knows this. But these retailers, GameStop and them, they keep on just taking the pre-orders, and they don't know how they're going to be able to fulfill these obligations. Also, for all you people out there bragging how you got your pre-order, saying how I got mine pre-ordered, and you're even going so far as posting your receipt on social media. Looks like come mid-November, all you're going to have is that receipt. So there's that. Hopefully, things go better. Spider-Man. Let's get into the Spider-Man craziness. So, obviously, we know that they have remastered the original Marvel Spider-Man game for PS5. Now, it's going to be released upon launch, I believe, of the PS5. And it confirmed that not only will it have a new remastered look and looking even better than before, the game will come exclusively to PS5 and will feature a number of next-gen upgrades. The remastered version doesn't appear to be buyable outright, but you can get it through Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition or through upgrade options. So it doesn't look like a solo purchase, but if you get the Ultimate Edition of the Miles Morales game, you get this one automatically, I believe. Cool thing is that for the release, they are adding not one, not two, but 3 new suits as opposed to the ones you saw before, including the Amazing suit from Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, worn by Andrew Garfield, actually from the first movie. Yeah, so they're going to be adding that one to the game. Now for the controversy. It turns out that there is an entirely new face actor that will be bringing Peter Parker to life. The news comes straight from the PlayStation blog as the page shared its first look at the trailer of the new edition. It was there that fans learned that actor Ben Jordan has been cast as the face of Peter Parker in the remastered edition. Quote from PlayStation blog, in order to bring the best performances to players with our next generation Marvel Spider-Man games, we have recast the face of Peter Parker. We loved working with John Bubenik in the original game. However, to get a better match to Peter Parker, Spider-Man, actor Yuri Lowenthal's facial capture, we cast Ben Jordan to be the face model for Peter Parker on the PS5 console. Now, I saw this guy's face. Everyone else saw this guy's face. You've seen this guy's face. And fans immediately, like myself, looked at it and we went, oh, that's Tom Holland. The comparisons were immediate. It looked like Tom Holland, Asa Butterfield, and Harry Styles fused, and most of the fusion technique was done correctly by Tom Holland. Like, only he got his part right. It's a little bit of an outrage. I mean, even people are making the side-by-side comparisons, saying that we're supposed to believe that this kid is the mentor to this kid, and it's a side-by-side of the facial features of Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Yeah, this kid actually looks a lot younger than Miles' character in the game. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get another kind of Sonic the Hedgehog experience if fans make enough noise and enough fuss, and I guess complain enough. Maybe Sony will change it. We'll see. But with November right around the corner, I doubt it. We're just gonna have to eat this bullet. Let's get into Geek Beyond Geek.
What is our universe made of?
Extraterrestrial human contact.
Yes, science!
So, check out this craziness. Scientists are actually going through with extracting DNA from insects preserved in resin. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, me too. Scientists have started doing this process and publishing a new study, and so far they've been unable to conclude that the ancient DNA can be viably lasted for millions of years inside these insects, thus dampening the hopes for real-life John Hammonds everywhere. A group of European scientists is specifically studying on how long DNA can last in insects preserved in resinous materials. Its shelf life, if you will. The scientists successfully extracted genetic material from 2-year-old and 6-year-old resin samples and hope these new methods can be applied to future studies for much older samples. Dr. Monica Solenzaro-Kramer of the Senckenberg Research Institute and Natural History Museum has went ahead and said, yes, we know, however, we have no intention of raising dinosaurs. Rather, our current study is structured attempts to determine how long the DNA of insects enclosed in resinous materials can be preserved. Yeah, I feel that, I understand that, and I agree with her completely, but just because something can be done doesn't mean that it should. And that's a direct quote. Not from me, but, you know, from the movie. Still, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. We know we know what could happen in the hands of bad people, and as we've seen in our current presidential debate, there are plenty of bad people around. Enough. Just stop it. Just stop the research. Just leave it alone. Stop touching stuff. Just get in here and sit down. All right, y'all. I'm done. I'm getting out of here. Thank you all for listening. Please listen to the content, follow the content, subscribe to the content. Please visit our website at doyouspeakgeek.com. Follow us on our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be sure to watch our YouTube videos as well. As always, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?